Why does he have the ability to move like a bulldozer? This guy has reactions like I've never experienced before. We know what he's about. Unstoppable, ruthless, and pissing people off, causing rage quits, making comebacks, closing out matchups. What's happening, my beautiful people? My name is Mike LaBelle. Right off the rip, drop a like. Bucket Hat Mike has returned. Energy, oh, it's gonna be there. In this video, these guys make me a little bit angry. Least favorite players to go up against. Players that could be hated. Strongly disliked. Did I mention dropping a like and then getting in the comments ASAP to let me know what players you do not enjoy going up against? Because this is going to be subjective, opinionated. When you load up into the weekend league, you see this guy and this guy and this guy. You know, oh, I don't like it. Unhappy. A bit of a bogey player. This is going to be a problem. I'm going to have to be focused. The sweat is going to be serious business. It's summer heat. It's still hot inside. It's hot outside. The air conditioning in New York City is suspect. Most apartments don't have air conditioning. Are you paying attention? Good. Good. Criteria. This is important. At least for my personal list. This video, my criteria. First off, I'm only talking about players that I see frequently used. This is not a copy and paste of a website of the highest rated players or something along those lines. I'm not doing that. All these players make me angry every single weekend. That's important, at least for being in my list of guys that I don't want to go up against. And did I mention, this is subjective, my viewpoint. You will have different players that you have a distaste for, that you think smell bad, bad breath, bad vibes, negativity, toxicity, all of that. That's why you have the comment section. Appreciate all of you. To go back to a more of a positive outlook, if people in your life have not told you they appreciate you and that you're beautiful, I'll do both of those things. I've got you covered. Welcome back to Dirty Mike Incorporated, where all of you are equally appreciated and saluted. Thank you for being a member of the channel. If you haven't subscribed, what? I just welcomed you in. That seems a little passive aggressive. You need to settle down. Mr. Bucket Hat, let's get into the countdown. Enjoy. Suzuka. We're looking at two different variations, the 84 and the 88. Foot birthday. I know he's got a summer heat. It's higher rated. I'm not focusing on that. I got more experience seeing these two fellas, and I know what they're all about. And I can read off stats, and they don't make sense. They don't add up. They don't measure properly. And I think that's where my frustration stems from. I look at the stats, and I'm confused. How does he score this goal? Why does he have the ability to move like a bulldozer, but somehow he still managed and maintained the balance and the agility? This is a mystery. I've got questions. Let's play a game of Clue. If you've ever played that game, it's old school, but it's a classic. So we have Suzuka on the pitch in the evening around the box, and he's penetrating. I feel like that was an awful Clue analogy. I try my best. Suzuka's just not logical. He falls into this category of overpowered anomaly players, and it doesn't always add up. I can make an equation, but it's not as simple as 1 + 1 = 2. There's some sort of additional variable that none of us know. That's all I'm saying. Ter Stegen, gold, simple. At least 1/3 of my losses, 33%. I'm partially blaming Ter Stegen. This guy has reactions like I've never experienced before. Unbelievable acts of anticipation. I'm convinced he's actually a witch or a warlock, an illusionist. Sometimes he makes saves where the ball goes through his wrist. I don't understand. In those games where Ter Stegen is activated, comes alive. We all know those matchups. You have 12 shots, you hit the post 4 times. Ter Stegen's not gonna be beat. That's relatable. Played a lot of FIFA in my life. Ter Stegen gotta be in my list. And don't get me wrong, I've had goalkeepers make fantastic performances for yours truly. It's way back, shout out. I'm using your word. I appreciate you. Marcel Sabitzer Jr. is here to stay, but Ter Stegen's in my top 10. Gotta be. Mendy, he's just better than every fullback in the game, substantially. And everyone has him because he was unlockable via grinding, so he was a free foot item. And I'm not complaining about that. I'm just stating the obvious. Everyone has him. Every starting lineup, you see Mendy, and you don't win that matchup. I don't care what winger you have, or what striker, or what midfielder, or whoever's trying to get into Mendy's space. He's more physical. He's more athletic. His reading of the game is superior. He wins those matchups. He's always been special this year since his 80 overall. And now we're up to a 93. Don't come after the messenger. You know I'm right. Ryan Kent. At this point, he's up to an 87. Didn't start that way, but he's Ryan the Terrible. When you see that 70th minute and this substitution and Mr. Kent steps onto the pitch, we know what he's about. Unstoppable. Ruthless. He's a villain. He's toxic. And probably the worst part is he's so effective. He's that good. I would go as far as saying this is the best value squad building challenge you could have completed all year long. In order to knock out Ryan Kent, I think it was 20 or 30,000 coins. Who would have known? You're going to get 8 months of scoring goals and pissing people off, causing rage quits, making comebacks, closing out matchups. If you've been active in the FIFA community this year, you know all about Mr. Kent. Foot birthday Mbappe. EA basically took one of the most meta players in FIFA 20, and we weren't even complaining about his weak foot, and then they boosted it. He has that 5'5", and he was packable, very expensive, but people had some luck, and I constantly see him every weekend. It's never a fun meet and greet. It doesn't go in my favor. It reminds me of Halloween when your neighbor puts out the candy, but not where you knock on the door. It's all out there. You can take what you want, you keep it moving. You got that one kid, takes everything, empties it out. Opens his bag, boom, all the candy. Mbappe wants it all. He's been upgraded, and it's created this behemoth, this abnormality. Abnormality? Abnormality. 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 God. Woo! Can you tell I can't talk? Creates this abnormality on the pitch. Way to go. Sound it out, Mike. If you didn't know, when I was growing up, not to make this a sob story whatsoever, kind of ironic, I've shared this on Twitter before, I always had a speech impediment, I really struggled with speaking, and I went to classes for many years in order to try to improve on my pronunciation, being able to articulate myself to an acceptable manner. Got made fun of a lot because of this. And now I talk for a living! What's up? Bam! Plot twist. Still can't hit a tetherball worth a damn. If you want to challenge me over recess. Virgil Van Dyke. You could insert any iteration. They've all been amazing. From the very beginning portion of FIFA to the very end, you could pick and choose. I could still play with the gold Virgil right now, right here. No problem. He's been your day one center back. At every stage of FIFA, he's been the guy. He feels like a defensive superhero. He's colossal. What's the guy from Marvel? Colossus. I think that's right. Colossus it is. Throw it on screen. Demigod status. Kante. I'm not even that bothered by the 97, but I really am because of what he stands for. It would be different if you got a balanced, mixed grab bag of a midfielder, and that's how people used them. But they never do. When they have 97 Kante, let me introduce you to your experience over the weekend league. Not only is he the most in-shape football player in the world, but the majority of Kante users on the defensive end, they don't switch players. They just use Kante and they run in circles. They're going to make tackles, interceptions. They're going to interfere with everything you're doing, and they're committed. They're dedicated to doing this to disrupt your flow. And you can watch it firsthand. The level of dedication to not switching players, to not dragging players out of position, to only controlling Kante. No player switching. No, no, no. Just sit in the middle of the pitch. Just sit. Just move a little. A little window washing. Messing up all your key passes. I'm not a fan. It's not fun FIFA. It's not enjoyable. That's why he's in the upper tier of my list. Eusabio, the baby. We know him. You know him. I know him. He knows him. She knows him. This guy gets busy. He's a beast. Still, to this current day, this current era. And sometimes when you see the lower rated Eusabio, you almost feel as your opponent, oh, he knows about him. And you're going to feel that pain. Eusabio is a constant reminder of strikers that can finish from odd situations and scenarios. In some ways, he feels unorthodox, but he still has this combination of being agile yet powerful. He maneuvers in ways that other players on the pitch are unable to. You can't replicate Eusabio turns or that feel or that essence. You can smell your fear. If you sit back against Eusabio, it's going to be a long day. You got to shake it up, make something happen. He's going to be in your face every matchup. Often. Good luck. I've conceded a lot of goals this year against Eusabio. It hurts my heart. Sad times. Andy's clutch. Runner up, Ruud Gullit. You might have guessed that this would have been my number one. Wait for it. Ruud Gullit, the 90. Not his prime. Not his prime moments. This is the most common. We see this one in action on a regular basis. Early in the game, towards the middle, late stage, does not matter. Everything that Ruud Gullit does is better than the other players on the pitch. Takes up space. Got that presence. Big body. Balanced. Attacking. Defending. You don't win these matchups. I talked about Virgil Van Dijk on the defensive end. This is the midfield version. Easy to argue that he's better or more annoying to go up against, and similar to about half this countdown. If you don't know what you're doing, Ruud Gullit will figure it out. AI assistance. It's fine. He'll go sit right on top of the box. Long legs are gonna stretch out. Long hair, and you're gonna care. I guarantee it. Ruud Gullit is an insurance policy that is worth having in every FIFA squad. You're gonna rejoice when you have him on your team, and you're gonna talk to yourself quite often when you're going up against him. Another player that I avoid completely. I don't challenge Ruud Gullit. I don't care who it is. We pass around him. We're going to keep moving the ball. We will recycle. We care about the environment. But it does not go to Ruud Gullit. That I can promise you. Topping the charts, it only seems fitting. We have Benyeterism. Whether it's the 97 team of the season, the 90 overall, even the 88, all of them have put on a clinic against me. His dragbacks, they feel a little different. I've made many videos talking about Ben Yedder. I still tweet him on a regular basis. I read the game correctly. Doesn't matter. He can't do that. Yes, he can. Let him remind you. Shooting from outside the box, inside the box, unorthodox touches, turns, uniqueness, has that BS factor, late goals. It's in his DNA. There is no attacker that I dislike more, that I've struggled against throughout the course of FIFA 20. And the worst part is, when I use Ben Yedder, I don't receive this same Ben Yedder advantage. When he plays with me, I think he's solid. But when he plays against me, I think he created the game. Did he issue a bribe? What's happened here? Both feet and he's gonna eat. Gives you the total package. I could insert all of my sayings. The razzle, the dazzle, the pushing of the cushion, the speed and the need, the desire and the fire. Ben Yedder is that first mimosa on your Sunday brunch. It touches you a little differently. I haven't had one of those in a long time, but I know that type of energy. Just shaking my head. I'm reminiscing the amount of goals that I've conceded. I wish we had that stat, that we could see which players have been most effective or you struggled to defend the most throughout a weekend league or division rivals, or just your FIFA Ultimate Team career path, your journey, your narrative. I know this is the guy. I truly feel a certain type of way. We're gonna move forward. You better comment down below which players are on your list. Guys that you don't like. You might hate them a little bit. Least favorite. However you want to word it. The vernacular, the phrase, the technical terminology. I don't care. But let me know in the comments. And if you're new to the channel, it is free to subscribe. We appreciate you here at Dirty Mike Incorporated. I have a lot more content coming out for you ASAP.